All around the world,
You also get changes in temperature.
ocean warming is the major cause. Richard urged us to document the coral reefs on film for science before they disappear. We knew that the IMAX camera, with its incredible clarity, was the best way to do this.
Open it all the way up to F2A. Our mission was clear. Bring back images that would give scientists insights into why Rousse's Reef was dying. We needed to compare Rousse's Reef to other reefs all across the South Pacific, starting with the largest of them all, the Great Barrier Reef. The prospect of diving coral reefs all across the South Pacific was a bit like a dream come true. We would make hundreds of dives, and some of these would be deeper and more dangerous than anything we've done before. It would be our most important expedition in our 30 years of diving together.
Parts of the Great Barrier Reef have been protected from overfishing for 2 decades. The first goal of this 10-month expedition was to see how well that protection really worked.
When I first dove here 22 years ago, these giant clams were not here. They'd been long fished out by commercial fishermen. Today, we've seen 12 giant clams, and that's a great sign. That means that this reef is bouncing back. A local marine biologist named Tracy Medway led us to the giant potato cod. They're called potato cod because they have these splotchy, potato-shaped markings on their sides.
Throughout most of the South Pacific, the really large fish have been wiped out by fishermen. Potato cod thrive here only because of the laws that protect them.
These vegetarian convict tanks protect the reef, nibbling away seaweed that smother corals. If too many of these kinds of fish are removed, corals will die. That's why overfishing destroys reefs.
We often don't realize how two species benefit each other until one of them disappears.
Just as fish protect the reef, coral offers homes and hiding places for the fish. Anything from a simple shack to a custom dream home.
I light the fire. You place the flowers in the vase that you bought today.
Gobies often share a home with bulldozer shrimp. Whenever he ventures out of the burrow, the shrimp keeps at least one antenna on the goby. The goby gets an impeccable burrow to live in without lifting a fin, and the very nearsighted shrimp gets a bodyguard. With the flick of its tail, the goby warns the shrimp of approaching predators.
Our house is a very, very, very fine house with 2 cats in the yard. Life used to be so hard. Now everything is easy 'cause of you. I'll light the fire while you place the flowers in the vase that you bought.
This 100-year-old coral makes a nice dentist's office for potato cod. A small fish, a cleaner wrasse, swims right into the cod's mouth to feed on parasites.
The cod gets groomed, and the wrasse gets dinner. Partnerships like this seem to require mutual trust. Lots of trust. Kat Holloway, a coral researcher, joined Michelle to study interspecies communication.
I was afraid I was going to inhale and maybe swallow it, but I didn't. It just tickled and pinched a little bit. I've studied animal behavior for so many years. This was different. This was a chance for me to actually be part of it.
Cooperation between species sustains life here, but sometimes it's almost invisible.
The coral's most important partners are tiny microscopic algae that actually live inside the coral animal's tissues.
This is the rain coral.
These helper algae use sunlight to produce sugar, the primary food source that gives corals the energy to build reefs.
Most corals cannot survive without helper algae, but worldwide, abnormally warm seawater threatens this partnership.
Time-lapse photography can show us how, in just 1 week, a change of 2 degrees centigrade drives the algae out. Without its main food source, the coral bleaches a ghostly white. If the algae don't return, the coral starves.
Here in Australia, we went to some places that we'd been to 20 years before, and I was surprised to see that some of the reefs are so damaged because of ocean warming.
Our Australian survey gave us a baseline for understanding what was going wrong at Roosie's Reef, 2,000 miles away in Fiji.
Got out of town on a boat, gonna go to Thailand. Sailing the reef before the following sea. She was making for the trade on the outside, and the downhill run to Papa Ede.
We set course for another island.
There we joined up with Jean-Michel Cousteau, who's the son of the legendary explorer. Jean-Michel comes to Fiji every year to help marine biologists like Marie Joao Rodriguez monitor coral reefs.
We guided Howard and Michelle to a nearby reef where siltation is not a problem, thanks to mangrove trees.